Alex.
You're right, how you doing?
Yeah, so why exactly have you come to see me today?
I've come here with a performance profile. I've got a load of different things to show you. So I have a thing of a profile of the game which actually happened itself. I think it's yeah, I got one here.
Okay.
It shows like possession stats and things like that. So I'll go through all that stuff. Passes, things like that, shots, and also I've done a few things on the actual players themselves.
Right.
And I've rated them on different things. So every single player, I've done a profile on the 3 most important things of their role, and I've scored them up to a possible of 30 points, 10 for each thing. There's 3 different things, and you can see like a grid there. But yeah, that's a brief summary of what we're going to go through.
Okay, so if you put all that together, how can you tell me Barcelona did as a whole sort of unit?
Okay, so as a whole, Barcelona played very well, as you can imagine. That I mean, they won 3-0. So I've got all the scores here of all the players just to show how they did in the actual part of the game. They're all positioned from the scores of what I've just told you of. There's a score of 33 different categories, 10 for each thing. And I shall go through the actual overview. Barcelona were mostly in this position here in category E, which was the left side of the pitch. They played very well and had most possession on the opposing side, so it never really left much room for Atletico to come back onto them. They would always have a lot of pressure on them, which is very good in terms of making sure that they held them around. And I looked at the first 20 minutes of the game, and they had Atletico had 223 touches in the first 20 minutes, which was actually quite low in terms of possession because it was only 32%. Whereas Barcelona looked over it again. So I analysed the 2 teams, looked over it again for Barcelona, and it turned out that Barcelona had 473 touches, which was 68%. So they managed to do like almost, well, they did do over double the amount. So they did very, very well there. And in terms of passing, I think this was Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona, they made 173 successful passes and 17 unsuccessful passes.
First 20 minutes again.
That was in the first 20 minutes, and that was 91% accuracy, which is very, very high.
Yeah.
And then Atletico only actually had 75% accuracy.
Okay.
So as you can see, Barcelona were overall better in terms of that. Okay. So that's all I've got to say for the overall part of the game.
Right, okay. So, as a team again, what were the strengths of our team, what were we good at, and who was our star player really? So interesting.
Okay, in terms of strengths for the team, your strongest player was actually 29 centre mid. You got here, and that centre mid was, as I recall, I think it was Xavi. Yeah, here. The 3 categories he was decided on was passing, playmaking, and tackling.
Right.
He had 10 for passing, 10 for playmaking, and 9 for tackling. Okay, bearing in mind that Xavi's for a centre mid, tackling's not a massive part to his role. I mean, it is, but it's like for a centre mid, you want to try and get the ball up and across. I mean, for him to be able to do very well at tackling in his position is very, very good, and he only made very slight errors in the 20 minutes. But in terms of passing, every single pass was perfect. It went to the right player, right time, and same with playmaking, deciding where the ball was going to be, where it needed to be at the time, whether it's going to be forward, backwards, pinging it around. He made every single pass perfectly. Okay, and I mean the lowest player, he got 22. I mean, for a world-class player, it's good, but in world-class terms, he could have done a bit better. That's the only issue I had with the team. Apart from that, the whole team did very, very well. Okay.
So you sort of briefly touched on it, but what were the main weaknesses? What really stood out about that?
So the main weaknesses, right? Okay, main weaknesses would have been obviously the centre back, who only got 22, and that was Busquets. Okay, he had good passing, like most of the time, only very slight errors, so he got a 9 for that. Strength, he was a 7. He could have done better. I mean, what we could do for that, for an improvement, was get him into his coach for a bit of training, for strength training, get him into the gym, just so that he can actually push people off the ball and make sure that he doesn't get tackled. And also his tackling, he needs to be a bit more accurate with that, because he only got a 6, which is poor for him, and I reckon he could have done better with that. So as an improvement, just kind of train him a bit more on the reflexes, judging where the actual player's going to be going. Okay.
So was that the real weakness, or?
And I'd say also, although the possession was mostly on the left side, that's also a bit of a problem, because you might want to use all of the pitch. As if you only use the left side, then I mean, if you need a substitution because of an injury or something, and one of your main players goes out who's on the left side, and you're constantly telling them, yeah, go down the left, go down the left. If you've got a substitution that doesn't play the role quite as well, and you have to go down the right, they might not know tactics quite as well. So you're going to have to talk to them and make sure they're able to adjust just in case. So make sure all players get a good role in that. But I think that's about it for the weaknesses.
Right, and the last thing really, you sort of touched on it already as well, but comparisons to Atletico, what were our main differences? So what did we do better, what did they do better?
Oh well, in terms of actually doing better, Barcelona had it all really. I mean, like I said, with touches and possession, Barcelona had double, over double, so they had no problem with that. I wouldn't say there was any downfalls to Barcelona in terms of their actual statistics. I mean, like I said, you got 173 successful passes, 17 unsuccessful. That's still over 90%. That's good. And I thought it was played very, very well. But like I said, 73% Atletico Madrid. That was a comparison, and they didn't do as well. But yeah, I think that's about it in terms of the actual comparisons. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheers, Alex.
Awesome. Cheers, mate. Thank you.